Boy, oh boy. I don't know. Does it look dark in here? I think it's my screen. I'm not sure. I'm busy decapping the floor. All kinds of dust. Anyways, I made a prediction of something. Not quite sure what the prediction's all about. But like I said, this prediction was all about the starting of the eclipse from May 21st. And I said the last thing that will happen based on that eclipse will be on September 15th, right? And that is the pig, represents the pig. Here is barbecue sauce, representing the pork ribs, okay? And it's just such a coincidence, okay, that it ends on the eve of the 15th of my prediction. This ends on the eve of my prediction. And it's all about the pork. 14 days from May 21st. Hopefully I'm not wrong with the count. The other thing I was going to show you was this. You see this part here, this rectangle and this rectangle? An octagon will go around this, okay? And the octagon must be a certain size. Now, if I transfer this into the Monopoly board, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces center, 2 spaces here, and in the corner, 4 and 2, 4 and 2. So that's how the Monopoly board is actually showing you the life. Although the one place of the train is on 6, because the trains, okay, according to go being 1, actual arrival point is 5 to 10 to 10 to 10, the spot is 6, 16, 26, 36. Creation of short sticks. The 36 train is short lines. The creation of man is with the short sticks. And if you take a look, every X is created in there just by creating this rectangular position. Then we put the octagon over this position because all corners are split and all centers are doubled. 4 and 8, 8 and 6, 2 and 6. But 2 goes down to 7 and works from 7. So 7, 2 to 8 to 6. 2 and 6, 4 and 8, 7 and 2. They're all 2s. Doesn't matter which way I turn this, they end up to be all 2s. And when I drag the line from corner to corner, and then I outline the line, it makes the birthday cake window in the center. They make 1, 1, 1 over here, 1, 1, 1 over here. You can see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Short sticks and long sticks. The short stick 1, 1, 1 would actually say 1. Can we change it into an I? Which is the one changing subject? Anyways, I wrote a little poem about 20 years ago. I'm going to interchange it and change it up as I go, okay, because some of the words are missing. Now listen to this, because you think of the police and everything else, right? Now if I'm thinking of the police right now, there was blueberry in the forest, and alongside was a raspberry too. What was the name of the man who planted them there? Could it have been God? But could have been her, Mary, who planted the seed. All the same, many years have passed since the earth was covered with wholesome water from the skies. Since then, the earth has grown to be our Garden of Eden. The plantation of the earth has grown to what we have today is underdeveloped and overpopulation. Some of the countries are overdeveloped and underpopulated, while the others are overpopulated and underdeveloped. Due to changes in the present atmosphere, we may in the near future, okay, develop the same thing on this side of the country as that side of the country as we descend to the lower class, where there will now be a higher class and a lower class, thus in which could lead to a third and fourth class and the downfall of the earth. So what I am to say is to take advantage of what you like to have and all respect to each other. Do not be shy to use, to abuse. Ask for what you want and may need, and appreciate what you use and what you have. This poem was written in 1986. I never knew what I was going to be like today, but I have about 50 or 60 more, and a lot of them pertain to what's going on in the world. Don't forget, I never voted in my life because that's the way I saw it. I only saw shame. I saw no fame. I saw the fame was only played because it was the game. It's almost all the same wherever you go. The worldwide, from east to west, around the globe. You ever see that around the globe? It would do it like this on both sides. Suspenders. You know why we have suspenders going around the world and like this? You have to go like this because if you kept going up, you go into outer space. If you kept going down, you go into outer space. But if you go up and down, you're staying in the east-west rotation of the Earth. Don't forget how that Earth turns. It turns on an angle like this, the Earth. Okay, because of the sun. You can see the way the sun shifts from here to here, because that's the way the Earth shifts. Anyways, what else do we have? We can never leave it at 6 minutes. Maybe I can shove something onto this. The lifeline. First it's on this side, then it's on that side. There's two ways to look at these dots. If they were sprockets, all it's doing is moving the chain. The question is, what is the chain moving? Talking about the chain gang? You think they made all these songs and left out things because they weren't in creation? Creation in 6 God days is not one man day. One man date is a time of man's life. 162 games in baseball, 261, 1/6/22/6. A universal code of some sort. Of man, of the 6 islands, of the 6 islands of man, of the life of man of the 6 islands. I call them the 6 islands because I'm not quite sure what category to put them in, and because I'm doing this at my own pace, and I mean I can come back to it whenever I want. This is a book, you know. What chapter are we on? Let's call it, okay, let's call it, what can we call this chapter? Finding the loose ends, tying up the connections, and moving on. We have entered into so many realms in life. I mean, back to chess again. The pawn, the spawn, can only do one thing. Some chess pieces cannot jump over other chess pieces, while others can. True or false? So then you have to put that into life. What can we jump over and what can we not? Now what I'm going to do in this next little part here is just say things with the letters that connect. A cat with a C, a king with a K, a crown with a C, a brown with a B. From a crown to a brown, rue, street, rust, color brown, the brown and the crown. So how now, brown cow? What do you think God is looking like? Because the brown cow and the white cow is the white and black cow, and I guess this world, how now, brown cow, is talking about the beta world, okay? Because brown and red, okay, are the same thing. It's 7/22/7, brown and red together. So now we're talking about the crown is on the brown. Mother Nature ain't white. I think God may just be white, like the Holy Ghost, like they say, white like hell. But the mother of the earth, she's brown. You don't piss on her because you'd be pissing on spirit and God be pissing on himself. So you piss him off all the time. So it's a crown and it's brown, it's wearing a crown and it's a king. And the brown would take the king to drown. To drown. Round, of course, because it rhymes with round and ends in ND. Second. Anything with RD is third. So you take the clown, okay, and it says how low. But if you turn how the word is low, how can be who? And low reversed, okay, low reversed is WOL. It's a wall, or my cousins, of course. But this one too, a law reversed, just like a wall, just like a low reversed, also says wall. Just like school says scratch says Christ. England is the end gland, maybe the thyroid gland that wraps around the 6 worlds, okay? We are connected with little brains all over the place. Then these little brains sends information to the bigger brain, and the bigger brain redirects food or whatever else these things need. Anyways, it doesn't matter which way you look at it. They all work together. Okay? It's not one little piece in me that's alive. My whole body is alive, up to the epidermis. And all it has to do is its job. So now that we end the gland and the thyroid gland, let's see where we can take this next. We did the pool. We did the, oh, it's funny. What is in football that is like in hockey? 3 points. When a man kicks a ball, okay, over the field goal, in between, he gets 3 points. But in hockey, you only score 1 goal, and you can get 3 points. 1 for the scorer, and they count 1 for each assist. So they are now in the family of Trinity. So now you know next time they score, mark down their total numbers and see actually what the results come out. I mean, you know what? Give me a couple of more years, and I'll be able to put together a 3-man line just with the numbers. Well, how can you be wrong with the numbers? Whatever the player decided to choose in numbers, okay, I take the numbers together in the team and I say, okay, this is the way these numbers work in numerology. These are the 3 guys you got to put on the same line in hockey. These are the 3 guys you should bat one after the other one in baseball. Or should they be split apart, these 3 numbers? Everybody knows a wheel only takes up this much space. But when you lie it down, it takes up this much space. When you hold it up, it looks like a strand. When you roll it up, it looks like a wheel. If you turn it to a side, it looks like this. If you turn it flat out, it looks like this. If it's not like that, it's an angle iron or a round. You have obey, okay? You must obey, electronic obey. I don't know what this means. October, 10th month, octagon, 8 sides, 1963, 26. 6 and 2 is 8, 8, 8, 8, 10, 8. 8, 10, 8 actually is very simple. It says 4 and 6 of I am me delta. And what was the other number? Gotta drop that because I don't remember. My one question is, I don't remember if I did this in a video or not, but hold on. I feel the wind. Everybody knows that there's no empty space in this world. There's no empty space. Even when you use space, you have removed an element that was actually in that space. Now you have an element that was created from within that element, which is the air. What some people don't see, what I can see in the air when I cross my eyes. I can see double when I cross my eyes. When you go straight up from your chin through your mouth, what do you think they put your teeth like this? 2, 4. Are we not the X-Men? 2 bunny rabbits up here, 4 down here. They're the only teeth you're allowed to make white on social welfare for no extra charge. But that's okay. My dentist redoes my teeth every 6 months. They keep falling apart. I think I'm like one of those test rabbits from the nicest thing I ever had in the world. Other things in the world. K, K, K. The Queen, the King, and the Christ. They all sound like K. Queen, King, Christ. K, K, K. Colors of the rainbow. Is that the gases in our system? Do you think they're just colors? It begins at one end for a reason, and it ends at the other end for another element of the reason. The ground We are the copper 71522 life grounds. The penny made us rich. We started a long time ago. It only took a couple of pennies and we were rocking and rolling. We had 89 cents in the bank account. It was under a buck. They didn't make a quarter back then. Everything was worth just about half. Today it's worth about a quarter. Very soon it'll be worth about a nickel. Then it won't be worth about a penny because they're taking the penny off the market. We'll start up at the dollar again. We'll go 101. Things to look at. The S. It stays in this rotation because these are the spirit strands that keeps it standing up. The whole thing turns at the same time. We almost have the same element deep below the earth at the core, because everybody knows the core has 6 sides that go through it. 6 sides and 6 sides. The crossings, 1, 1, 1, 1. It goes through it. But the last crossing that comes from the north to the south, okay, that penetrates in that world is not the same one that goes to the east and the west and connects the life of the electronic angel resident or the error of man. Spell error of man. E-R-A-R, error of man. Electronic resident angel robotic. That's us! Yay! Now we know where the robotics are. Why do you think the spinal cord is so important? God made sure He kept everything that was very important in the same place. In the strongest spot in our body, the most protected spot in most ways. Right? They kick you in the nuts, you can't think for 5 minutes or longer. What am I thinking of? Orange. Everybody knows or in French means gold. Ange means angel. The green line, green, represents life. It also represents the number 8, which represents eternal. Don't forget how they got to the 8. Most of the 8s were rolling around zeros together, or a twisted sister, a twisted egg, turns into an 8. You split apart, you get the X in the center, you got 2 eyeballs on each side. We must, I'm reading off some of my notes now. Communism. Communist. Don't forget, certain things I do I'll see one way, and other things I'll see another way. It's just like business politics, governmental politics, and general politics, and private politics. So all the letters and numbers are different categories. And one things that I did see is this right over here. Communist, I-S-T. It also looks like first. But when you do Christ, it also says I-S-T, which means He is the power. Commune.com. The munity or the immunity that the communists have. So you have to look at this of a higher level. Man has no immunity. The other things we can always look, which I'm not finished, is the letter. The numbers they get. See, this one gets a 5 and a 6, okay, but it doesn't get the 4. This one gets the 4 because the line goes from here to here, giving a 4-5 line, and then this one goes 1 to 7, because these are the corners. You're drawing a line from 1 to 7, you don't need the center, you're just drawing the corners, but that's the value of the center anyways. And then again, you have the 9 at this corner. Money, red, same number. Brown, okay, B2, R18 is 20. O15 is 35. W23 is 58. And N14, 72. Brown, money, and red, all the same numbers. Yellow, 42. Means the number of the angel, the number of the letter count of 5 and 9, in which both in roulette have the same payout. And here at the end, white is 65, which is the same thing as black, 29. Both come out to the basic of the single digit of 2B. What is next? Well, basically, that's the 6 I talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man's tail and man's head. This is basically the cat. It's the communication brain. You ever see Bugs Bunny when it communicates between the ears? It's almost like that, you know? You know why I say it's almost like that? Because I can't explain it anything better. When you say Panama, which is very funny because my name is Mr. Tack Pans, okay? It says enema, anima, aim, name, pan, take a nap. It's a nap. It says amen, the name, the nap, stir. To stir up the world from under the sea. I believe all canals of some sort have some pinpoint gem that works with the aliens from outer space. This is what I think. Do I think there's real aliens? I don't know. You know what? Personally, I don't think there are any aliens at all. If you look at this at the pinpoint from God's point of view, there are no aliens. Because if there are others, they're all God's friends. And he said, sure, go down. He says, it's the game. He says in chapter 692 in the game, the aliens come in. Why do I reach out at 692? Because at 7, you're at the next level. 6 is man, 92 is his birth. So bring on in and show man the rest of the Bible. And let's see what comes about. Which way will man go? And which part of the evil demon extraterrestrial are going to be against us? In which what I believe in the extraterrestrial is that certain men were picked from this earth, put up there because they wanted to be the extraterrestrial, and they come after man. So they're really one of us, and it's just part of the plot inside the Bible theme that God put on this earth. And that's the way it ends up to show up in this game. Could be true, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. The thing that does matter is that we must be open to everything, because when we bump into something that somebody has said, regardless if it's good or not, we remember, we can reflect off it to get our own point of view and vision on the subject at hand. Right now, Nibiru, the dwarf star, DWARF, 27, 28, 28, 38, 42, dwarf. I can't even spell it. DWARF, dwarf, wharf, warp, port, tarp, trap. Trap. What's the trap with the dwarf star? That's the question now. Let me count. 28, 38, 46, and 6, 52. The dwarf star has the count of 52, the Mayan numbers. The dwarf star has 52, the same thing as the letter count of SIX. X and S is 19 and 24 is 43. I is 9 is 52. Same thing as dwarf, 52. Total of 7. Nibiru. If we have a total of 9, then we've got company, my friends. 14, 23, 24, 25, 34, 44, 52, 62, 72, 73. Totals of 10. 10, 17, the total is 8. Now what can I say the total 8? Eternal, eternity, Frosty the Snowman, in between 7 and 9, like I said, but since it's not it's in between 7 and 9, you have the 8. And the 8 card shows 2 holes. You can go in and out of both holes into this world. So this has got to be a passage star. At the same time, okay, separated, it says 1 and 7, which is the queen. Okay, and it's 17 black, which is in the center of roulette, which connects to this world. And that's exactly what is. Nibiru connects with 17 and 20. Wow. And it's 7 and 3, which across corner 10, 3 and 7. Wow. This stuff is, to me, in my point of view, this stuff is real. The question is, real from where, from what? Do I believe that our governments are moving Nibiru? Absolutely not. Do I believe that dwarf star has something to do with our governments? I believe that they have the infiltration of the knowledge, okay, of what's going on in some of the stuff, but not in all of the stuff, because don't forget, the devil will never give away all his secrets. So they'll never know the ends. The evil in this people in this world don't know any more of the end than the good. But at least in the good side, everybody knows when it ends, okay, and the good wins, everything is here. But if the demons win, then they're only going to win until it's good again, just like good is only going to be good until it's bad again. But if you put out, okay, the understanding of every single law you can possibly have, and have had, explaining every law which way and loose, and continuously voting on them online, why and why not, but never really putting more than one law in any given year more than before, or just certain laws that will be add-ons until we correct the problem. But don't put a law, because in originality, there shouldn't be more than I don't know, let's take the basic number of 2 houses, and that would be 450, okay? And the reason it's 450, because 450 equals 1 1/4. 450 equals 1 times 360 degrees, and 1/4 times 360 degrees equals 450 degrees around. And that 1/4 added on to 364 days, or 13 moons of 28 days, ends up to be the extra time of the leap year. Not only that, the basic outside of the 10 worlds, you only get 45. It's the number of the fox, and it takes 2, because it takes 2 sides, 2 parts and 2 parts to create a pie, okay, of the fox. Don't forget about the foxhole and the end gland. England and the bunny rabbit that went in Alice in Wonderland, because that was another clue to understand the bunny rabbit. Okay, so again, 45 is one of those things that I was explaining. Another thing I said in one of my tapes, and I'm not sure if that was the one that was deleted, was that the horse can only start off 1 before any of the corners, because he only can go forward 1 and then right 2. Or you can go forward 2 and right 1. That's the way the horse can go. So these pawns and all of this. Just another thing, in my revelations when it first began, it just so happens, because of me, coincidences out of the woodwork. Okay? Return of the Sith, Dragon Ball Z, part of my 7286 revelation. They came together. This year, on the 20th, on the 19th of December, okay, happy birthday, Auntie Pearlie. On the 19th of December will be the 7 years, 7 months, 7 days, okay, but I went into the hospital, my first full day was on the 6th, and 777 from the 6th of the 5th of the 5th of the 2005 falls exactly on the eve of the 20th of what they say is the day of disaster. Or the day of disaster for one, but the greatness for the other. That's for me personally. 777-666-555-444-333-222-111. I've passed the in-between. I've went to the other world on many occasions. I never know when I'm there. I only know that when I'm highly connected, I know somehow the minds are connected. So however it is, I don't care. I accept it because I like it. It's the way it should be. Another thing I was thinking, well, when they say it's raining outside, well, if you think of it, the king, or is it the queen, who reigns over all? So she rains on us. God's spirits turns into acid rain and piss. So the queen is actually pissing on us in this expression. This is the way I understand it. The queen rule. G and H. Have you ever heard of G and H? They're silent, okay? But if you look at G and H this way, it's tough. But it sounds like an F, but they put a G and an H. This is equal to 15, alpha electronic, and this is just 6, face. I'm not quite sure what the F means completely yet. I haven't gone into that. I do not know. I am thinking, okay, that when there's an even plane in the center, like this, okay, when there's an even plane, like a cross, like the F, all I would have to do is just do it like this, you know. But we all know the F and the J are the same letter. They sort of can slip and change into each other. The way we change our life and grow up and our numbers change, the letters must unfold or disappear, and then it must tell something about our life. One word that's fun to play with is the word post, because post, reversing the ST, okay, is a stop. It also says top, and it also says to opt. Where am I next? I'm working on the rectangle of the pool game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then by 7. Why 5 by 7? Because 5775 is the year of the orphan children. That's us. How do I know? Because it's been around for at least, minimum, I'd say 15 years, if not for 60 years. And it's a piece on the roulette table that goes together that says 5775, and the actual placing of the numbers on 2 different kinds of setup of roulette, in which one they call North American and the other one they call European. Although it seems like because of the world I'm in, I'm still closed off. I don't know what's happening in Asia. I don't know what's happening in Russia. I don't really know what's happening in Africa or any of the South American, or who actually is doing what with money. What must be changed and who's willing to change? You know what I'm saying? There's people with big coin. I mean, how much can you relax, sit down in your chair and get a heart attack? What do you do all your life? Oh, yeah, man, I got 6 girls coming in. They're going to massage me. What are you going to fucking do? Massage you all day and take your skin off? You got to get out and have a good time. How much money do you need to have a good time? But you're going to just invest it? That's your excitement into this life. Why don't you go plant an extra tree? Maybe decide, maybe we'll make an underwater world if you have enough money. We're supposed to share everything at a certain point, don't we? Of course. And everything has to go under hot wire and vote. Vote, 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 vote. Let's all vote. And we have to understand, if you don't like that the neighbor is banging on the floor and it's during the day, during the week, and they're doing renovations, what are you supposed to do? Well, if it's bad enough that you can't ever relax, well, they have to pay you a ticket to move out, to go into a hotel, to come back again. Anyways, what's the difference? Listen to this. I'm going to the pharmacy Pro XM here in Quebec, down in Saint Jerome, just behind the Metro store. But don't worry, I'm not going to give out their name. I called them up the other day and I said, listen, I said, somehow my doctor didn't renew the prescription. She goes, what? Let me start from the beginning. I said, hi, how are you? I told her my name. Do you have a prescription for me? She said, no. I said, can you give me 3 pills? I got no lithium today. My doctor's on vacation now. She wouldn't give me a pill prescription because she threatened me. She says, go get a blood test. If you don't get a blood test, I'm not giving you your pills. And she had right to, because it's been a year and it could be dangerous, no problem. So I did my blood test, and I don't know if I can say she forgot, or somehow we might have misunderstood each other and I should have called her, because it's my responsibility. And I waited till the last minute, even though I thought it should have been there already. So now I have to go, I have a thyroid problem, so I have to see my doctor. Plus I got an invitation from the government telling me, you will lose your license unless you send to me the documentation on the 19th of October, which is also another birthday of a sort of what you call friend. On that day, his name is Vegas. That's the way they like to call him. Usually they call him Tim, but he's thin, but he's tall, but he's okay. Let's see what else we're going to go on. This is, if you want to know how big the space is, okay, it's either this big or it's 4 spaces. It's one of 2, okay? There's many ways to do these designs. I mean, if you want to know what the horse is doing, the horse goes this way one, and this way one. Okay? This way one and this way one. 2 times he's going this way, 1 time he's going up. So it's the same principle. Do you understand? He has no choice. He runs into a brick wall. He's forced to go forward. He's forced to go up. He's forced to go forward again. Then he'll be forced to go up and forward and up, and at the same time going left and left and left, unless he left right. So what else do we have here? The Panama, the Suez Canal and the Panama. Where is the Panama? I saw a movie on that. And don't forget, I work based on a lot of coincidences, so whatever I see goes. I just have to figure out which way it's going. Like I said, the size of the rectangle is based on what the size of the rectangle is on the roulette table. And not only that, it's also the size. I just want to show you something because there's a lot of screwed up stuff on this over here. These rectangles have to go like this. Why? Because that's the size of the X. One cross over, it's down. Okay, it's the only time it comes out to the center. That's why it's like this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like this at all. We did the wheel. I had one other thing to show you. Where is it? Oh, even though this is the 3 dice, okay, because it's on this angle as the 3 dice, even though it's the 3 dice, there's 9, 9, and 9 spaces for 27 spaces, okay? Why I write 15 dot is because the value of the dot is 5 each, which makes 5. So if you add this, this would be 6, and this would be 9, and now you have man's reversal birth of 6 and 9, 9 and 6, the percentage of all man. Raphael, 7286. What did we leave out? What did we leave out? What did we leave out? First of all, usually no one will listen to this end. But the most important part about this whole video is probably what I'm going to say right now. We have to learn how to hold somebody's hand we do not like. Why are people like that? I don't like you and you don't like me. We must discuss it, even if you go down to the deepest. You know what I'm saying? When you sand down something, you sand it down all the way until it's right. So when you have a conversation, you're going to do it until it's right. And if somebody can't understand something, then you know what's the problem here? You got to add a third to explain it. If they can never understand, like me, you know what I can never understand? Somebody who kills a deer, throws it on the top of their hood, drives all the way home. Right? Ugly bullshit. The kids see it. It's killing. The young kids see it. But the cigarettes, they hide. The Playboy magazine, they put up 3 more levels. I can't even see it. I'm so short. Okay? But the deer that they just killed is a prize. They're putting on top of the car saying, here's the prize. What kind of crap is that? What are we teaching our children? What do we want our children to do tomorrow so that our old age is presentable? Because our old age is represented by the children we brought up through our lifetime. So whatever happens in our old age is because of what we did. On the level of private, on the level of general, on the level of government, on the level under the biggest, the tallest of all levels, under the level of the understanding of what freedom is all about. Only the Lord, who speaks the truth because this is His world and what He wants us to do, because He knows it's only the electronic world. And we're His children, yet we're only His children because the mind has been set and directed into this world, when in all actuality, God just turns around and sees all His children next to Him. Because everyone that disappears on earth, God finds and brings them to heaven. On this stature I say, Raphael. On the constellation of Pegasus 7286, holding up the standards for Andromeda, we must understand the road that travels for nigh, no, by, to take, to turn, the by, the division of, biru, be-a-ru, have a pocket. Have a pocket, have a pocket, have an extra pocket, an extra quarter, an extra hand. Raphael 7286.